Good day. It's October 15th, 2024. What I'm being instructed to speak about here at this moment is how the destiny swapping thing is being reversed, and everything's being given to me while the ones that are trying to swap destinies with me are going to have everything taken away. Give me the words to speak, God. So, what I've asked God to do, because of all the sex magic that's been done on me, on YouTube as well as outside of YouTube, in real life, like in person, that basically there's a couple things going on here. Any energy harvesting that's going on by anybody that I come across that's doing sex magic. Basically, I've asked God to hijack the supply of energy that they're trying to take from me and others and give it to me. And just don't let them have what they think they're going to get from energy harvesting. It goes to me now. They work for me now. The good energy is going to go to me and not the rest of you. So, this whole thing about sex magic, energy harvesting, binding to third-party contracts. If they are living in wickedness, anybody doing this, basically wickedness of any form, they're going to have a lot of things removed from their life that they should have probably never had in the first place. But because of this weird paranormal destiny swapping phenomena that they've used through black magic and sex magic, succubus witchcraft, they have to learn how to live their lives without depending on that. This is the major transformation that is going to go on to correct many things. And the ones that are upset about it are likely guilty of promoting sexual immorality and perversion on the internet and in person or other places. You don't get to be comfortable at my expense, and you don't get to harvest my energy. I don't consent. Instead, because of what you've done to me, refusing to do the right thing, leave me alone, and let me have a good life in this world, the succubus doesn't get to get fed. The spirit of Jezebel doesn't get what it wants. And that ultimately means that Lucifer doesn't get what he wants. Or she, depending on how you look at it. I tend to think that Lucifer is actually a woman. But perhaps it's a transgender type of thing as well. The image of what's called Baphomet is a transvestite. So it makes sense if that was the case, right? People give that power, so it is what it is. Anyhow, If you look deep enough into Luciferianism and Lucifer worship and what this stuff's all about and all astrology and astrotheology, you'll see that it's Venus worship as well. Zeus worship is Jupiter worship. Kronos worship is Saturn worship. Saturn. Saturnalia. So they're working with these energies and these intentions to harvest energy for themselves. It's a destiny swap through sex magic, succubus witchcraft. Every single stripper on the internet, every single tarot reader that dresses in provocative clothing of any kind, whether or not it's showing skin, if it's arousing in any way, they're not modest, they're basically participating in being used for energy harvesting. Yeah, that means you, ladies. I love you. I think you're beautiful, but I don't appreciate the lust. I don't appreciate the lewdness. I don't appreciate the looseness of speech with sexual immorality, which should be kept, sex should be kept sacred. This is one of the major lessons that are going to come out of all these tarot readings teaching everybody all these things, is that sex needs to be held sacred. Otherwise, there is a corruption of divinity which occurs that allows for these types of spirits to do what they do, such as the spirit of Jezebel. It is not Jezebel's spirits. There is only one spirit of Jezebel. There are not multiple spirits. There's a spirit of Jezebel. There's a spirit of Ahab. There's a spirit of Jehu. Okay? And basically, every single person falls into one of these three. If they're being involved with all this succubus witchcraft going on. Either you condone it and tolerate it, or you do not. Period. Every single one of you famous tarot readers that are dressing like your strippers, or like your escorts, or whatever, you're trying to attract male lust attention. I could go down the list of all the readers that do this. I'll start with Ashley, Divine Goddess Enlightenment. Maji's Got the Tea. Tarot with Empress Eva. Unique Tarot. That's why I unsubscribed from her over a year ago. I found out she had an OnlyFans page. I mean, at least she's honest. I can appreciate the ones that are honest, okay? And I think you ladies are beautiful. My goodness. It's hard for me to watch these readings because of how lewd some of you speak or dress. It's very hard for me, and I'm trying to do my best to be a good man and live upright and clean, and I know I have to process through all this perversion stuff to be able to help heal people. So there's a purpose for it. There is a divine purpose for all this. There truly is. And God's going to forgive every single one who turns away from the sin. But you got to turn away from the sin, and you got to stop promoting it. Promoting lustfulness to people makes it so that people get sicker. Believe it or not. There's a proper way to do it that's classy and trying to not go overboard with it. And then there's what we have now, which is just a free-for-all, and everybody just does what they want. There's no standards. Everybody's going down the toilet with their morals, and nobody's trying to stop it. And it's just circling the drain. I'm not part of that, man. I know what's going on. I've known what's going on for the longest time. I've been deeper in all this than you can imagine. Knowing what's going on. So, this is what I'm going to say. If you're participating in promoting any sort of lewdness or lustfulness of any kind, whatever energy harvesting is going on behind the scenes, succubus witchcraft, I get to have all the energy and you don't get to have anything. You don't get to harvest from my abundance. You don't get to have God's favor for behaving like a bunch of strange women whose morals I question. Every single last one of you tarot reader ladies needs to clean up your act, the way you speak and the way you dress. God has let you be these ways to help me and to help others. But there comes a time when you need to clean up what you're doing, because what you're doing is adding to the problem by what you're doing. One of the problems is lust. We need to address this. It's spiritual corruption that is going on. Moral corruption. It is a corruption of divinity. Either you are going to improve and clean up your act, or you're not. I don't want to judge anybody from where they're at and what they've been through, because I don't know. And I know that God knows what's in people's hearts, man. And God knows I love these beautiful ladies, and it's extremely hard for me to not indulge in lustful thought while paying attention to these ladies. I've healed from sexual abuse trauma, and I'm still healing. I've healed a lot. Part of my experience has been needing to face this side of myself, that I've been extremely lonely and deprived of love in my life. I've been abused. And there's women who have preyed on my insecurities and my weaknesses during times when I really needed love, and they left me for dead. And until proven otherwise, basically every single one of you women that are dressing the way you do or speaking the way you do, I'd assume that you do the same exact thing to me. I can't assume otherwise, because my experience has proven to me that most women are more interested in suiting themselves than doing the right thing, because that's what's encouraged in the world today. This cruelty and neglect is encouraged. This ignorance and inconsiderate behavior is encouraged. It's the truth. And it goes so far as it's biblical, man. This is biblical. Prophecy is being fulfilled through all of this. And inevitably what's going to happen, because of what's occurred and what these individuals have participated in, people will have no choice but to listen to me and what I have to say about how to correct these things. And there's no way around it. I will be the one that people listen to about how what they're doing is wrong and they need to do better. And, it's like, it doesn't need to be something that's like hostile and aggressive. It doesn't need to be some weird control freak thing. What it is like, okay, here's where we are. Here's this sickness going on, and here's how to stop it. Can you help, please? And help us stop the sickness instead of making the sickness worse. It's basically all it is. It's just do you want to be a decent person and help? Or are you just going to contribute to the problem? I am single. I need love. And God, He's been healing my heart. He's been healing my mind. He's been healing my soul. And part of my healing has been from being able to have beautiful tarot reader ladies in my life. And I don't want to change that. I don't. I appreciate the ones that have helped me and haven't worked against me. I want to make that very clear. Because some have helped and some, they've also worked against me. And I know it. Alright, so even some of my favorite readers are guilty of speaking and behaving in lustful ways, lewd ways. God knows, I ask God to forgive them and have mercy on them. And I know it's between them and God. But God also knows that I don't like the perversion. I don't like the lewdness. I don't like the lustfulness. I need love in my life. I need real love. I don't need lewd speech and behavior trying to seduce me into being harvested, having my energy harvested. I know what's going on, and I've known what's going on for quite some time. Longer than you guys probably think. The ones that are guilty. Your little cult is going to be exposed. Every single last one of you. If you don't get right with God, guess what? There's only one other direction to go. And it's not good. I suggest getting down on your knees and begging Jesus Christ for forgiveness if you've participated in these behaviors. I'm also guilty of entertaining certain things. And one of the ways of correcting these things and being absolved of the sin is speaking against the spiritual corruption. Yeah, I'm the buzzkill that stops the party and tells the truth. I don't care. Somebody's got to do it, you sick evil freaks and cowards. What's your excuse?